hate when the chat is silent because you know I know what you're doing, okay? You are twisting your shafts right now.
Are you? Well? Hi everybody! Welcome back to another episode of Phantasy Star Online Blue Burst. I said I was gonna start switching up the intro a little bit, so there you go. Anyway, let's jump back into the fucking grind. We're on our way to level 200. Still not even close to being halfway there yet. But we'll get there. We'll get there Hawaiian time, as Gabriel Iglesias once said. What's Hawaiian time? That means we get there when we get there.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Yep, CJ knows. We get there when we get there. Almost forgot that. There we go. Alright, does my inventory need any management? No, I'm good. What about the mag? Oh, he needs some food. He needs some milk! Okay. I'll feed him off stream. Or if I take, for whatever reason, long enough to kill the dragon, then obviously I'll feed him here. It might, because since we're playing multiplayer mode, I can't skip past that one mechanic yet. So maybe I'll have a chance to feed him now. Other than that, though, I think we're set to go. Let me just get my combat attire ready. There we go. Protect my left thumb from the goddamn evil control stick, I guess. With my fucking PS5 controller, I don't know. Just trying to keep my thumb from dying, basically. Let's get the tunes back up. There we go. What the hell? Dude, it missed 3 times on that first shot, and he's still just kind of... Oh, no.
Holy shit!
This ain't gonna turn into what it's about to turn into, man. Get out of my way. Those first 3 shots hadn't missed. It's that damn Hildy Bear. Asshole. Gotta get... Oh. I still gotta get used to the new habit of, you know. The new habit of making sure to shoot the guy with heavy attacks instead of, you know, the normal ones. Pointless to keep spamming too much because once his health is low enough, I already know that he's gonna die from like, you know, 1 or 2 of those. So getting it any lower won't make a difference unless I can actually just kill him on the spot, which isn't gonna happen. So might as well just stop once it's low enough to make sure he's gonna die in the next shot. Save myself a little bit of trouble. Hey, Jeez! You got the little dinosaur dance going. I almost forgot about that emote. It's super cute. I almost forgot. I'm about to go back to the lobby. Yeah, feed this guy. Gotta get him back up to 120. Yeah, it is a catchy tune. Who it is? Stephanie. What's this one? I think this is Green Grove. Yeah, this is Green Grove Zone, Act 2 of Sonic 3D Blast for the Sega Saturn in 1996. Very different soundtrack from the Sega Genesis version, that's for sure. Oh, you've been playing this on Dreamcast? Nice. Oh, hopefully the Dreamcast wasn't too expensive. An ancient piece of hardware there. It's a fun game, though. Especially with friends, and I heard there is a private server for Dreamcast. It came with a ton of stuff, it wasn't cheap. Yeah, that's how that goes. The last one didn't really... I'm just taking the Lantis approach for this one. He says disarm traps with your face. I say, instead of dodging the dragon burrowing in the ground, just face tank the hits. Tank the hits with your face. Robotnik agrees. That was him laughing. I got too close. Took too long to get up. There. It's the new meta, alright. Bam. I think I got one of those already, but... Old habit. The lack of loading is amazing. Yeah. The PC version, well, especially when you're playing it on the PC that's like 10 light years newer than the technology of the 2000s. This shit was running on Windows XP back in the day. I just thought of that. Or I wonder if it came out during the Windows Vista era. I know. I wish we'd never moved past Windows XP. There's been like a few cool new features that have been added with newer operating systems, but in general, you still use the computer pretty much the same way as back then. So it's like, was it really worth it with all the shit features and glitches and stuff that were added? Mostly what bugs me is the fact that you're forced into it. You're forced into upgrading sooner or later. I think my brain still works like XP too. Yeah, because I actually saw these, I was looking for tech support on something online. And I saw some people complaining that they had a program that would only work on Windows 8 or 10. One of those. So this is a recent thing, recent-ish thing. And then they were complaining to Microsoft's little like support center that their PC, the automatic updates for the PC would keep forcing them to get an update that would take them to like Windows 10 or something. And then that program that they were trying to use for whatever they didn't say what it was, but the program they were trying to use wouldn't work, and it would blue screen their computer and make it impossible to use. So they were like, can I just leave my PC on this older operating system that's still stable and the program that I'm trying to use still works, you know? But Microsoft says, no, we're gonna force an auto update on you, which is true. I can't stop updates either. You can only pause it for 5 weeks. I have issues at work with our software lagging very far behind Windows updates. Massive issue with IT. All the boomers keep updating. They just keep downloading those automatic updates. Eight was awful as well. I've heard that too. 10 has been good. Yeah, I had Windows 10 on my previous PC. It was actually alright, yeah. What's funny is every time I bought a new PC, a new operating system had just come out and was automatically installed in that PC. So when I got my last PC many years ago, Windows 10 had just come out and it was on that PC. So I was one of the first people to try it, so I would like be using it and people would be like, oh, you have Windows 10? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, oh, yeah, see, I have Windows 8. So they couldn't help me with any tech issues because they were on Windows 8 back then and I was on Windows 10. Now, the PC I bought, this PC that I bought like a year or two ago, it came with Windows 11 while everybody else is still using Windows 10. So the same problem. If I try to look for tech issue support from somebody else, they're like, oh, I have Windows 10 still, not 11. And I'm just like, fuck! Yeah, see? This exact thing happened to me when I got the last PC. I was the only one on Windows 10, everybody else was on 8. Now I'm the only one on Windows 11, everybody else is still on 10. I'm just like, bruh. One more feeding should do it. 10 is end of service in October, so we will join you soon. So they're killing it off. And going back to that tech support thing I was talking about that I saw online. This might be a tinfoil hat sort of thing. Oh, I need to... I mean, I already have the t-shirt on too, but whatever. This might be a tinfoil hat conspiracy sort of thing, but somebody said that whenever they do that, when they end the service of a previous operating system, they don't just like stop releasing updates for it and that's it. They were like, they release an update that fucks everything up so that you're forced into getting the new operating system. I don't know if they were talking about the transition between like 8 and 10 or Vista or something. Who knows what they were using as an example really, but... While I wrap my head, yeah. That's what I saw somebody say. They're like, eventually they just release an update that fucks up the computer so it becomes incompatible with like almost everything, so you're forced into upgrading to the next operating system. They're like, that usually happens on the last update at the end of service. Or whatever EOS stands for. I assume it means end of service.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Meanwhile, we got ex-Apple employees telling people if you want your hardware to last longer, don't update it. Which is why I pause my updates for as long as possible. They're like, don't update it because it just the software just becomes less and less compatible with your phone or whatever until you're forced to upgrade. Same thing. I was like, that's planned obsolescence.
You bastard! Son of a bitch!
We got a whistleblower, ex-Apple employee. Apple got sued in EU for that, actually. Oh yeah, see, there you go. All their first-party apps would practically break on iPhones if you didn't update, yeah. I think I experienced that a couple times, yeah, back in the day. Oh god, I should have focused more. Too busy shit-talking Microsoft and Apple. Guess it's not a tinfoil hat conspiracy theory after all. I figured it wasn't, honestly. It's like, if Apple's doing it, Microsoft's definitely doing it. There's no way they're not also doing the same shit, you know? They're gonna brick everybody with a Windows 10 PC soon. Escape doll. And a level up.
Son of a bitch.
What ID am I? Oh, Skylight. Section ID, yeah. The last feeding. The last supper. There you go. I don't have to wait around to feed him. This section ID is actually quite beneficial for my character and my playstyle. And I got it just by pure luck way back in the 2000s by naming my character this. This is the exact same character name that I gave my character back in the 2000s on GameCube. And back then, I didn't know. I just thought the section ID looked cool, the Skylight one. I like the light blue color and the shape and everything. I had no idea it was also giving me like beneficial drops for my character. So it worked out. So when I researched it before starting my character on Blueburst here, I was like, oh, well then I'll just name him the same name I had on GameCube. It'll still benefit me, you know? I'm not feeding another mag. I'm good with one. Your tits name is your GameCube Humar name for Skylia? You mean the same second ID? Damn. There we go. You use the name generator on PSO World to get this name for a Skylight ID? Oh, nice. Kind of forgot they had that. That's a neat feature they got. And then you just went ahead and decided to use it for your Twitch name as well. The relaxing Rusty Ruins music. Sega Genesis version is all pumped up and this one's all relaxing, like it's trying to put you to sleep. Oh, so you did it way back then. PSO World's been around that long? Holy shit. That's an early fan site for this game. That's a fucking legacy website if I've ever seen one then. It's your homepage on Internet Explorer. That's epic. That was a misclick and it almost put me in a game with somebody else. Who did I almost join? Stephanie, we saw her out here. Ucasil and Pioneer 2. Zero. That must just be their quick ass way of making a name for the room. I was just trying to do this, but I misclicked. Yeah, it's Skyline, yeah. I saw the way you spelt it and was like, I've heard some people say Skyly. I like to say Skyline though. It rolls off the tongue better for me. It has a nice ring to it. Fuck. Couple more levels and we'll be able to one-shot him. Oh, it's the right one. Okay. There we go. Your Dreamcast game with some hacked saves on the memory card. Funny to play with. How many characters are on it? Also, it's that the Dreamcast memory cards were always... They were nice because you could have little Tamagotchis on them. You put like a little Chow from the Chow Garden in there. Of course, they did it better on the Game Boy Advance on GameCube for GameCube. But, you know. What do they call them again? Virtual memory cards or something? They had a special name for memory cards for Dreamcast. I can't remember. The VMU, yeah. 4 characters, low level with insane weapons. I would never want to delete those. So did you buy it off somebody who was like a Phantasy Star fanatic or something? Maybe? Like, I'm guessing you bought the Dreamcast with the game included and a memory card related with save data that was related to this game. Maybe. You bought a bundle through a friend of a friend. I gotcha. A friend of a friend. Yes, the black market. It fell off a truck, basically. And it came with like 40 games. That also fell off a truck. Yeah, we gotta use the code speak. Make sure the FBI isn't listening. No, I'm just messing around. He was selling it to fund his wedding. That's a pretty good reason, actually. Man, I still got House of the Dead 2 with the light guns. A couple of light guns for the Sega Dreamcast. Those were the days, man. Back in my day. I always wanted to play through House of the Dead 2, or 3, sorry. I haven't done that yet. Maybe I should look for... I'm trying to find a way to emulate those 3 games. I played through the first 2 at arcades. His fiance invited you to the reception, though, from the purchase? Excellent! Go party! Wait, why only the reception, though? What the fuck? I'd be like, hey, why can't I go to the whole wedding? I want to go to the whole thing. Ceremony's at like 2. Oh, but the reception is at 6. I gotcha. Yeah, 2 is a little early, depending on what day it is. Ain't nobody got time for that. Like if you have work or something, you know. Well, hey, at least you get to be there for the super fun part. The reception, you know. No. Go! Oh my god, that was close. Rez and Sky of Arcadia? I've never heard of those. Then again, I didn't play a lot of Dreamcast games. Like the ones I remember the most, besides the Sonic games, which later came out on GameCube, was just House of the Dead 2, honestly. Oh, I played through Sonic Shuffle. we're listening to Sonic music, so it kind of... That was a fun little story game to play through. It was meant to be a Mario Party competitor, but I rarely had anybody else to play with, so I just did the single player story mode. That was alright, you know. I can't remember any other game I played on it. You got a Dreamcast when it died? And there were no games in your area, just hopped onto the GameCube train after that, yeah. I remember seeing my brother and his friend play I think one of the Marvel vs. Capcom games on the Sega Dreamcast. I don't remember which one it was. And then they graduated from that to Capcom vs. SNK 2 on the PS2. I bet this is bringing up all sorts of flashbacks and memories for people right now. MVC2, yeah, that's the one. Is the music randomized? No, it's just a straight up playlist of Sonic music. I have it's on YouTube. I'm playing it off YouTube. And so I have it set up by release date. So we listened to a few days back. We had Sonic 1, 2, Sonic CD, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, Sonic 3 and Knuckles. That's the last one we just, well, finished that one, and then the Sega Genesis version of Sonic 3D Blast was a few days ago, and now we're listening to the Sega Saturn version of that same game. And each soundtrack, it tries to play it's set up to play the music in the order that you would hear it in if you're playing through the game, basically. This soundtrack right here, basically, it plays in the like carnival circus level of Sonic 3D Blast. Hence why it sounds so fucking goofy and wacky. This song in particular, most people are like, what the hell were they thinking with this track? You know, like most platformers? I always enjoyed Sonic more than Mario growing up. Especially once it became 3D. I felt like Sonic games did better. I didn't like Super Mario 64. For one particular reason. And I've said this on stream before. I don't like that it just became a fucking collectathon. And Super Mario Sunshine was the same shit. So I stopped playing 3D Mario games after Sunshine. I gave up on it. This whole just collect the stars and the shine sprites thing was just like... It just felt like a chore. Sonic games didn't do that, so I stuck with those instead, when it came to platformers anyway. Oh my god, don't remind me of Donkey Kong 64. Somebody on a Discord that I'm in recently just said that they just started playing it for the first time ever. And a lot of people replied to what they posted going, oh god, like that game's a fucking nightmare. It's like, yeah. Yeah, when I got Donkey Kong 64, I was also disappointed in it. I was just like, dude, I wanted this to be like Donkey Kong Country or something, you know? Like, why is it another goddamn collectathon like Super Mario, you know? I do not like that style of game. Didn't like it as a kid, still don't like it now. When Super Mario Odyssey came out and everybody was like playing it and it was all over Twitch, I was just like, what the hell do people see in this? I was like, I can't. It's just, I was like, it's more of the same shit. You're just collecting shit. Although I see that they did make it easier though. They made it so you don't have to collect that many, what was it in that game? Moons? You had to collect moons instead of shine sprites, which was like the sun. You had to collect moons or whatever, but it wasn't that many. The game was definitely a little bit more casual and linear than the games that came before it, so I was like, okay, well, at least there's that. But you know, it's still more or less the same formula. Once you completed a level far enough to progress the story, it unlocked, if you wanted to do 100% the game, it unlocked the ability to collect more moons in that same level, and the level would expand further and become a little bit more difficult, basically. Oh, power material. You replayed it last summer, was nostalgic but frustrating. Yeah. The most frustrating thing about Donkey Kong 64 was the fucking minigames. Some of them are atrociously fucking hard for no reason. That fly swatting minigame had me wanting to throw my fucking Nintendo 64 out the window, dude. I was just like...
You son of a...
Yes! The flies, exactly. I hadn't even read your message yet, but we think alike, exactly. I'm glad I'm not the only one who noticed how shit the fly swatting minigame was, dude. Oh my god. They had to make it as close as possible to being just as hard as swatting a fly in real life. I was like, fuck Nintendo. Fuck Nintendo in the ass. With the fucking barbed wire baseball bat. Negan style from Walking Dead. Like, I never hated Nintendo more in my life than that minigame, dude. With Mario, the tightness of the controls added a lot of depth. And they locked the final boss behind the original DK arcade game. Did they? I remember the original DK arcade game just got you a golden banana in one of the levels, but you didn't actually have to do it to get to the final boss though. It's in the factory level, which is still kind of early game. It's like early to mid game. You actually find an arcade machine, and only Donkey Kong has the ability to pull the lever to activate it, and then you play the original DK game. You just got a golden banana from it. You had to get a coin from it. So maybe they reused it in the second spot and I forgot. I'll have to replay the game one day, but I'm not looking forward to that. I 100%ed it one time and said I'll never do that again. Because that's how infuriatingly difficult, you know, the game was, so... The other game with the spacesuit. I have no idea. The only stage I enjoyed in Donkey Kong 64 was the stage at the end of the game, right before the last boss, the final stage, where you have to disarm the laser cannon before it fires at the island. Before it fires at Donkey Kong's island, basically, and destroys your home. Destroys the home of all the Kongs. It has a timer that was based on how many blueprint collectibles you collected with all the characters. I thought that was a really cool mechanic. That was one good thing about it that I actually really enjoyed. But it's literally for one stage in the entire game. I was like, good, the one stage that isn't a goddamn collectathon, and it actually has a bit of a suspense factor to it. But that was it. It's just like, this is the one highlight of the game I actually enjoyed. It's at the very end, when I'm already sick and tired of the game and want it to end. So if you collected all the blueprints for the laser cannon, you get an entire hour to complete that stage. I've never seen what the timer is. I think it's like 5 minutes per blueprint. I've never seen how short the timer can be if you don't collect a single blueprint. I bet some people probably did it that way just for the challenge. I bet the timer's probably like fucking 10 minutes or something, who knows. And the stages, that particular stage is pretty well made too, because they actually make you, you run through like a little gauntlet of areas that are designed kind of like puzzles or escape rooms. And you have to actually use all 5 Kongs in a very collaborative and cooperative manner, switching between them constantly as you go, to solve complex little puzzles to actually advance and move forward. And there's no stupid minigames. And obviously you're not collecting golden bananas anymore either. It was the only level I actually enjoyed in all of Donkey Kong 64. It was so fun. I was like, now it feels like I'm in an action movie. I like this. Also, luckily, the blueprint pieces that you collect in all the stages leading up to that, they were probably one of the easiest collectibles to get. They were never locked behind frustrating minigames, so it made it easier to increase the timer on that stage at the end. Now, for all of its faults being so infuriating and frustrating, I do remember the game having a lot of charm, I will say. Especially when compared with like the only other game that I feel like I can, when it comes to like the art style and the overall presentation, the vibe of the game. The only other game I can compare it to is Banjo-Kazooie, and I liked it better than that at least. Banjo and Kazooie was just like, again, just talking about the presentation, not the gameplay or anything. Like the art style, the graphic style, similar but kind of different, you know, like the overall vibe of the game. Yeah, I didn't like it. That game I wanted to finish at least once just to see the ending of the story, but I didn't. Just because I got stuck and didn't know how to progress any further at some point. But now I can actually go back and see, I can finally put that to rest and actually see how I was supposed to progress. I still remember the part I was stuck at. I can actually go back to see how to progress now. I can look that up on YouTube, and I've had decades to do it, and I never did because I didn't care for the game that much, but now I've made myself curious, so I might do that. You like Banjo? Yeah, I couldn't do it. It wasn't for me. I actually preferred Donkey Kong 64. But both games are still just collectathons, so they're both still just kind of like meh for me. It's just like Mario. I'm just like, I can't do it, man. If I had to choose, though, I'd go with Donkey Kong. They were great. They did have a lot to do. For some people that's a huge plus, considering nowadays games are super gutted for content unless you pay like another $50 to $100 for all the DLC most of the time. You don't get the full game anymore. Well, they sort of did that for a while, and now they've just gone to microtransactions instead. It's a lot more profitable. Now the games are free, with free DLC. But you get constant advertising to buy the in-game currency to actually be able to try to like progress faster. Pay to win, basically. Or cosmetics, or both. I remember when downloadable content first started becoming a thing in the video game industry. I can't remember which toy line it was, but one of the toy lines that existed said, we're surprised that video games are only barely starting to do that now. Like selling the game in parts, essentially. They make you pay like 50 bucks for the base game, and then you have to pay extra for the DLC that gives you like the true ending of the game, stuff like that. They're like, we're surprised video games are barely catching on to do that now. And the reason they said that, to put it in context, is because, well, toy lines were doing that since fucking the 80s, 90s, or even before that. Where if you bought a set of toys themed on something, like a TV show or something else, it never came with the full set of toys. You would have to buy them. All the toys for that set would be separate. So you would have to buy like multiple sets of toys to collect like all the characters. Like, I don't know who remembers this, but like McDonald's, for example, would try to get you to make multiple purchases by selling. It was a fucking it's a gacha mechanic. Like McDonald's was doing gacha for toys way back in the 80s and 90s, because they would tell you they were selling for a limited time toys based on like a TV show or a cartoon or something, but only for a limited time, and you could never choose which toy you got every time you made a purchase for like a Happy Meal. So you just had to keep buying Happy Meals until you eventually got all the toys in the collection. Yeah, there you go. I've been doing that on PC and in Japan for like 25 plus years with game expansions, yeah. Yeah, it definitely wasn't a new concept. It's just consoles couldn't really do it, so that it wasn't really a controversial thing until consoles became online. And then they could actually start having downloadable content. But even with PCs, even back then, you had to actually buy a separate disc. It was not downloadable content. Like, you didn't just download an expansion like you would now. Like for World of Warcraft or something like that, like you had to actually buy it was like buying a whole nother game. You got the box with the disc and everything, and you had to install it in your PC to make the base game bigger with the new expansion and shit. And it wasn't just like MMOs like World of Warcraft, that's just the nearest example I used, but there was a lot of PC games like that, yeah. You bought an expansion, it was this whole other disc that you installed. Used to bother your parents to go get fast food for the toys. Successfully advertised it, yeah. You were a victim of advertising, yeah. Those bastards. Yeah, most industries caught on a long time ago that kids are the most impressionable and easy to manipulate. So they try to advertise to kids as much as possible. Which is why that's the only reason that a lot of major content platforms try to make you be as family friendly as possible. Like, this is why YouTube and Twitch are like always trying to push for you to not say the F word, to be all family friendly, because basically family friendly equals advertiser friendly, because then they can market to kids with the ads. That's the only reason. Yeah, it is disgusting, yeah. Because it's easy to psychologically manipulate kids. Advertising companies do know this, and that's why they do that. Well, companies in general that choose to advertise know this, and that's why they try to market so much to kids. And that's why they're always trying to censor what we can say and what we can do. Like, I recently got an email or a notification on Twitch. Like about... To put it in context, the notification was just a few months, like maybe 1 or 2 months ago, right? But let's go back further than that. I want to say sometime last year, maybe in October, maybe before that. There was they added content classifications to Twitch. It's been around for a while. I can't remember how long. So you can now classify your content as being like a mature rated game. If you choose your category to be a game like Resident Evil or something, it'll automatically put it in, it'll automatically tick that box. You can't take it off. It'll be like mature rated game. And then, but there's also these other content classifications that you can put on optionally, but that you're also obligated to do it depending on what your content is. And so there's one for like sexual content, gambling, drinking, alcohol and tobacco use, things like that. You have to put these content classification labels when you're going to stream. And Twitch says you're obligated to choose labels that reflect your content, basically, so that viewers know what you're going to do. So they introduced that about a year ago, maybe. Maybe it's been around longer, right? Well, about a month or two ago, they finally released a notification saying, now it's going to affect your ads. They're like, now, if you choose to turn on those content classification labels, which you're obligated to do, depending on your content, and you choose something like sexual content, or, you know, a mature rated game, or alcohol, or whatever, advertisers will now pick and choose whether they're gonna advertise on your channel or not based on that. So now you will get less ads if your content classification labels are set to like any of those mature things like sexual content, alcohol, and all that. You'll probably get less ads, and so you'll get less ad revenue for your channel. So you'll make less money is what they're saying. So it's this constant push of trying to make everything as family friendly as possible for the sake of getting more money off advertisers. Yeah, you categorize yourself and they use that for ads, yeah. And before, it didn't affect. Those content classification labels did not affect how many ads your channel actually got, but now it does, as of like a month or two ago. Now it will impact your ad revenue, so now it's gonna discourage people from even wanting to stream with like... It's gonna encourage people to basically censor themselves more, so that they don't have to use those content classification labels that will give them less ad revenue. So they're constantly trying to, both YouTube and Twitch and every site is basically always trying to go more advertiser friendly for the sake of being able to, you know, because advertisers and companies want to reach the kids. They want to reach the damn kids, man. That's what calling it family friendly is code speak for saying we want to reach the kids, basically. We want to brainwash the kids to buying shit. It always has been. Thank you for the follow, Zeus. And yes, thank you for the chat as well. I was just gonna say that. I was gonna say that it's been a nice relaxing stream being able to just kind of shoot the shit and talk about these random things while doing this. It's kind of how I always envision these kind of streams. So thank you for coming by. I look forward to seeing you again when you come back. And have fun with the Dreamcast, Zeus. Cozy grinding, yes. This is what cozy grinding streams are all about. Just casually talking about random stuff like this and grinding. Oh, I didn't use the power material. I totally forgot. Oh shit. Still can't. Too much power. What else? Maybe this? There we go. It's getting annoying having to take off all this stuff now just to be able to use a power material. Alright, we're good. Oh yeah, you probably left already, but have fun at the wedding too, the reception. We got about 10 minutes before the grind is over. 1.5 times EXP weekends in 10 minutes though. We're gonna give Ultima the spotlight for those last 10 minutes. That ass though.
You are twisting your shaft right now!
Oops, I didn't need that either. I don't know why the fuck I picked that up. Damn. ChatGPT, send me to the lobby. That's why I said lobby, come on. Dude, we're gonna have AI integration into our video games one day soon. Touch anything. You can now play this game in co-op with ChatGPT. The days are coming, folks. That may sound like a joke now. We're all gonna have our own little AI agents helping us with everyday tasks in real life, and also playing video games with us. Bugs Bunny over here. Holy shit, that was close. That might have actually killed me. I gotta be careful. Minutes. Shit, hold on. Can't get too close. Am I loose? At the mercy of RNGesus for those critical hits. That's all she wrote, folks. That's 5 o'clock. That was the last kill, I believe. Yep. Drop rate is now at 125 motherfucking percent. Making sure nobody comes in. I didn't put a password on the room. That was the last one. We made it to the end. And now I'm taking a well-deserved 2 days off. These 1.5 times EXP weeks. They take it out of me a little bit more because I stream every single day for the whole week. So I'm always having to like schedule everything else I do around this. Even on the 2 days that I normally take off, Saturday and Sunday, so it'll be nice to relax tomorrow and Monday. Yeah, I think I'll be taking tomorrow and Monday off, and then we'll see what happens from there. My streams are likely going to be 4 days a week from now on for a little while. Hopefully not for too long, because things are getting even more busy than usual for me now. But let me do some quick character management real quick, and then I'll outro the stream properly and talk about all that. I guess I'll buy the 2-star atomizers that I don't, I never got back. Fuck it. Okay, I think that's everything. Yeah, if there's anything else I forgot, I'll manage it offline, off stream. But the grind is over for now. Alright folks, like I said, thank you very much for watching. We're done now. But yeah, just to give a quick update on schedule coming up, like I said, I'm going to take tomorrow and Monday off to make up for not taking today and tomorrow off. And also last Saturday and Sunday, because I wanted to take advantage of the EXP boost for this entire week. But it's over now as of a few minutes ago. So I'll be taking tomorrow and Monday off, and then going forward for at least maybe about a month, maybe less, hopefully. My in real life responsibilities and obligations are picking up a little bit, so I will be reducing my schedule to 4 days a week. Ideally, it'll be Monday and Tuesday, Thursday and Friday. I'll be taking Wednesday off in the middle, like a donut schedule, and then of course Saturday and Sunday. I'll take those off. Should only be for like about a month or two. Hopefully around September, so I'll be able to start doing 2-hour streams again, as I've been saying before, but also 5 days a week again. We'll see. But yeah, that's pretty much it for a channel update. So yeah, I'll be taking tomorrow and Monday off, and then we'll go from there. So, thank y'all very much for watching, y'all. Please do remember to take care of yourselves, look after each other, don't die. And until next time, I hope y'all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, and good night. And remember, always remember to take it away, Wings.
Either subscribe, donate, or get the fuck out.
What? You bastard! Son of a bitch!